Hi, welcome to another ecopenny video. This time I'm going to use my e-bike to post a parcel, but I hope I can find somewhere to lock the bike. So if you watched the previous knitting video that I made two little things for my future niece or nephew, you'll know what I'm going to post. So I've got that little parcel boxed up. I'm going to use my e-bike to go to the post office. So I hope I can find somewhere to lock the e-bike, because I don't usually use it for errands. I usually use it for commuting, going to work and back. Tiny bit of recreation, but not so much for errands. So I'm going to start using it more for that. So I hope I can find somewhere to park at the post office. And while I'm there, I thought I'll just go around the Bathurst CBD and just see, is there any other places, if you're going to the shops or doing errands, where you can lock your bike? Because not until you actually actively go and look for things. There could be lots of bike racks and I've never noticed them, but I really haven't noticed many of them. So I'll go and have a good look and ride around the e-bike and see what I can find. So this video was partly inspired by a comment on Shifter's channel. So if you haven't seen Shifter, go and check out Tom on YouTube. He does a lot of cycling videos about commuting and infrastructure and that sort of thing. And I put a comment that I really like the bike racks in his city in Canada. And then I said in my town, I really don't have that many at all. And he said, commented back, which is cool, that something along the lines, it's amazing. There are cities that are worse than his city. And he's got lots of faults with his Canada city where he lives, but there's other cities like Bathurst in Australia where it's actually worse than what his city is. So it's interesting to get that bit of feedback. So I'll give it sort of a star rating out of 5 stars. So a 5-star bike rack, you want it to be convenient, close to where the shop is or where you're stopping. You want it to be able to fit quite a few bikes, so a few racks together would be good. But you want enough space around it so you can fit multiple bikes. And you also want to be able to get your bike against the bike rack so you can lock it properly. It's no good if just the front wheel can reach the bike rack and you can lock that, but then the rest of the bike gets stolen. So you really need to lock the frame, the sort of body of the bike. So you've got to be able to get the bike right against the bike rack, and it's got to be secure. Obviously, the bike rack's not secure to the ground, so someone can just take the bike and the bike rack with them. It's no good either. And preferably it'll be in an indoor location or a sheltered location. So if it is raining or something like that, you've got a bit of protection. So I better get on my way, get on the e-bike, go to the post office first, see if I can lock it, and then see what I find around the town. So my main lock's going to be this trusty U-bolt, which can go around the seat tube here or the top tube. So that's quite secure. It's better than a chain. The lock's better. It's got a rotating core in there, and it's harder to cut than a chain or something like that. This e-bike's got an inbuilt little lock I put on as well, which just stops the back wheel from turning, just for extra security, sort of like a cafe lock. Because you want your lock to be practical, so this is easy to carry. Just put it in my little seat bag there. If the lock's too bulky, it's going to be too hard to use, so it just slots in there. This e-bike's good. You can just take that faceplate off and take that with you too, so it sort of renders it useless. You can take the battery with you, but it's quite heavy. Heading into the Bathurst CBD. First destination, the post office to post a parcel. Got a window of the post office. Got a nice place to lock it there. But this rack's not as good. It looks like it's falling down. got some here at the Armada shopping centre, which is good. So we've got one outside the Bathurst Council. Not an official rack at Aldi, but this railing will do. Nothing official at this entrance to the Bathurst city centre. The trolley rack's no good because it'll get in the way of the trolley. Could use an obscure trolley rack right at the edge, but then I wouldn't want my bike right in the corner away from everyone else. So that's a fail for the car park section of Bathurst city centre. Nowhere to lock the bike up. No way either to lock it at the street parking without getting it in the way of everything. So there's nowhere in George Street either. I find these sorts of poles, they're too thick to lock your bike unless you've got a really thick chain or something. Could use those yellow poles in the middle of the road, but it's too dangerous to leave it parked there. At least they've got some beautiful flowers in the centre of town, so it's not all depressing. It's nice to be in spring, things are starting to bloom and come out. So even in this nice park here, there's still nowhere to really lock your bike unless you use one of those street poles, like signpost poles. So William Street, I've seen two little grey ones, but it's not really that much. They're almost put in as an afterthought. Plenty of room for cars. It's very car based. So nothing much either at the Coles main shopping centre street entrance, apart from a trolley rack, which is, you're going to annoy trolley users if you park your bike there. I'll have a look at the Coles car park underground and see if we can fare any better. Could use this bit near the entrance, but it's not really ideal either. Don't want to get in the way of trolleys. Plenty of spaces if you've got a car, but not if you've got a bike. So obviously e-bikes or conventional bikes, or acoustic bikes as some people call them, they're really good, environmentally friendly and good for your health and fitness. So a good way of getting errands done, commuting, going to town and back if you don't live too far from the centre of town. There's a nice location here on the Macquarie River at Bathurst. So overall I thought it was quite disappointing. There's lots of places for cars to park, but hardly any bike racks at all. So I have to give Aldi maybe 3 stars out of 5, because you could just park it near the railing. It's practical, but not really a specific bike rack. The Armada shopping centre had bike racks on the outside near the taxi stand, so probably 3 stars out of 5 for that too. Coles, I'll give it 2 stars out of 5. Park it next to a fence near the trolleys. And Bathurst City Centre, I'd have to give it 0 stars out of 5. Apart from the trolley racks, there's nowhere to really park your bike and lock it. And you don't want to lock it on the trolley rack because it's going to get in the way of people returning trolleys. It's going to be annoying for them. The main CBD, I couldn't see anywhere on George Street to lock a bike. William Street had 2 little grey sort of primitive bike racks, but overall pretty much disappointing. So you can't really go to the main street and just lock your bike and pop into some shops and go on your way again. So it's alright for cars. Bathurst Council had one bike rack, probably just a bespoke effort. So hopefully things can improve. Other cities have got a lot more bike racks, a lot more bike infrastructure. There are a few bike paths around, but if you can't lock your bike in the CBD, there's sort of no point riding your bike to do errands. It's alright for recreation. Post office, I'll give it 3 stars out of 5. I could park right in front of it. One of the racks was broken and the other one was secure that I used. But again, it's not fantastic. Thanks Bathurst Council, finally fixed the missing link here. Used to be mud and gravel. Oh, it's so much better now. The more bike racks there are, and the more bike infrastructure and bike paths and that sort of thing, the more people will be encouraged to use their bikes, and it's better for the planet on the whole. Anyway, hope things improve. Don't forget to put in the comments below how your city is. Is it better? Is it worse? Appreciate all the comments. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to see more. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.